Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Cathryn. I am a psychic medium, and my co-host is with me today, Brandon, as always. Hello. Brandon.
Hello.
Hey, so guys, Michelle is with us too. Unfortunately, she's having some technical difficulties, so she is just going to be in the chat, and we're going to be, conversing the way that we converse. So we will still see your questions. Make sure that you guys, hey, Will, put all your questions down into the comment box. If you've donated, please let us know that you've donated, because sometimes they don't appear right away. And then, of course, we're always going to the lottery after donations. So thanks, everybody, for joining. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Lovity. Hello, Shafi. Hello, Jennifer. Sorry, Jennifer. They're up at the top here. How are you? So tomorrow night is the full moon in Capricorn. And this moon it's called the strawberry moon. So this is really a moon that is about, it's like foundations, okay? A lot of releasing, a lot of building those foundations. So things that you have already gone through with these past retrogrades and all of this crap that we've really been dealing with the last few months with all of these retrogrades, it's now time to take those released feelings, those released energies or things that you've let go of, and it's now time to really start building those foundations. So before we kind of talk about that a little bit more, I am going to be putting up tomorrow morning. It's going to be a twin flame reading for the full moon in Capricorn. All right. And I haven't quite decided if I'm going to be doing a pick a card yet, or if I'm just going to do a general reading for the collective. But also all of these zodiac readings are up for for this week. Make sure you guys check them out. Also, make sure that you guys are a subscriber. Please make sure you click like, because that really helps the algorithm. Click share. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. So when we reach 1,000 subscribers, we are able to do even so much more with this show. So, if you feel called to do so, please share the video. Please make sure, you're subscribed, all of that stuff. I would actually really like to do a contest. So what I would like to do is when we reach 500 subscribers, so between now and when we reach that goal, I am going to give away a free reading. So this will be a 1-hour reading, like my general readings. It will be, usually through video chat, or it will be a phone reading. So what you're going to have to do is every time you share this video, I want you guys to message me at oracleintuitions1111.com and let me know that you've shared the video. Take a screenshot and send it to the email. All right. So it's oracleintuitions1111.com. And just send me an email there with a screenshot that you shared. Every time that you shared, I'm going to go into and put it into a lottery. So this could take a day. This could take a week. This could take a month. It's really going to depend on, how often you're sharing. And it's going to be, I'm going to be pulling live. And then we will set up a time privately in order to do a reading. All right. So, excuse me. After all that is said, if you guys do want a private reading with me, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com, or you can contact me on my Facebook or my Instagram, both at Oracle Intuitions. Brandon, where can people reach you?
I am over at thedreamteacher.com. Shoot me a message there. You can contact me via email, set up appointments, download some hypnosis tracks, all over at thedreamteacher.com.
Wonderful. So how are you this week? How has been your week? It's been kind of crazy, right? Like with different energies coming out.
It's definitely been interesting. I got back from my travels, kind of getting back grounded into my own swing of things. But, starting a new job and career here, that's been kind of exciting. And it's been a lot of first steps and new steps. I will say it's a little intense getting into this kind of career, and especially with the area, the location that I'm in Austin. The market is absolutely insane. So it's a lot of learning and kind of diving right in. So it's been very, I guess, exploratory and revealing about my own self and the places that I'm going to be putting myself into. It. The real estate community is a little bit different than the spiritual community.
Right. It's like you kind of got to shut off one part of your brain and kind of go into the other part, but yet you can still kind of connect them too at the same time. So that's going to be interesting.
Right. I think it'll definitely be interesting. I tell people that I've been working as a professional spiritual consultant for the past 12 years, doing psychic work, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and I get lots of interested looks. People, there's a lot of actually, I should say that there's actually a lot of similarities. There's a lot of things that are similar with spiritual work and this kind of work. A lot of people, look at numbers for their homes. They look at the direction in which their doors face or certain things. So there are a lot of
feng shui type of energies, right?
A lot of those kind of considerations that people have in buying homes. Not right now, there's no homes on the market. Like everything is sold. So people are taking whatever they can get. They're buying it sight unseen. So it's a little bit different right now, but that does still happen. People do get very particular. So I'm interested in catering to those sort of needs, wishes, desires from others, and looking at things still with my own energetic awareness backgrounds and bringing that into, something more traditional. So It'll be interesting. I think it's just a cool blend, and I feel like it describes my energy perfectly. Like, business in the front, party in the back kind of vibe.
Don't get a mullet.
No, I apparently had one when I was little.
This is me psychically. This is me in real estate.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a perfect blend because I've got like so much earth sign, right, and lots of Capricorn energy, but I also got that Leo moon and all this Gemini. So I feel like it really describes, kind of my energy imprint perfectly. Just doing this kind of blend. It's cool.
That is so awesome. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, especially when you're hopping into a whole new field. I remember even just leaving what I used to do, which was dispatch, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm able to completely immerse myself into this spiritual genre, which is nice. I don't know how I would behave in public. No, but it's like, what if you had to go to a regular job or whatever, and you're all of a sudden you're just switching that field, you're switching that outlet. And I would probably be more than fine with it. I'm just making a joke, but at the same time, it would be different for sure.
Oh, yeah. It'll take some getting used to. So I did pull up the chart. If you want to talk about all this full moon energy, what's going on. So I'm looking here. We've got a lot of planets pretty much, they're spread out. Mercury is in Gemini. Sun obviously is just now in Cancer. Venus in Cancer. Mars in Leo. The full moon will be full. The moon will be full in Capricorn, like you had said. We got Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Chiron in Aries, and Uranus in Taurus. So everything is kind of spread out, interestingly enough. And it looks like what we're going to see here, the moon is making some ties to Jupiter, and it's obviously opposing the sun. That's what happens when we have a full moon. But that tie to Jupiter, it seems really, really interesting because Jupiter is also connected to the sun. So I really feel like tomorrow could be just a lovely day of like one, getting your ducks in a row, taking care of business, cutting off any loose ends, things that are like taking away from your own personal finances. Really, that feels important for whatever reason. I think with Capricorn moon, Capricorn really is very businessy, but they're good at seeing the faults, the cracks,
yeah. You should, if you've had a conversation with my daughter Michelle, who's in the chat, that is her, like they call out that bullshit. Mm-hmm. Very, very strongly, right? There's been
Go ahead.
Oh, there's been a lot of times where you're sitting there and you're in this, whatever it is, this phase or self-reflection or whatever, and she'll be like, how about we really get to let's really get to the issue now. And you're like, damn.
I feel that with this connection the moon is making to Jupiter, and Jupiter being retrograde right now, this could be a time to be just beware of intense dramatics, right? Be aware of things kind of overflowing. I feel like to mitigate this energy and to make sure it doesn't go into something crazy or intense, indulge yourself, get that really nice box of chocolates, get yourself a really nice treat, and kind of soak up that, okay, I've taken care of all this other stuff, I've eliminated what I need to, and now I'm going to treat myself and do something to treat yourself. I feel tonight or tomorrow, this is like the perfect time to do that. And I feel like it'll mitigate a lot of the other dramatic emotions that may feel like they want to come out or burst or be intense. I feel like that could definitely be beneficial here.
Sorry guys, I'm just responding to something. If you guys see my attention, just remember that I have Michelle in the chat, so you might see me, my gaze wandering. Okay. I'm just sorry, just give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. The dramatics, absolutely. I actually went through that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And it because it's like these old triggers pop up, and that's what I think we really have to be aware of. It's the old triggers. And I always tell people, remember, and I sometimes have to remember this myself, and that can be the hard part, is that when triggers appear, they're appearing for a reason. They are appearing so that they can be released, so that they can be let go of, so that, and it's funny because sometimes when I watch other YouTubers or I'll see, things on Instagram, especially because I follow a lot of tarot readers, we follow each other type of thing. It's a community, right? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because sometimes, I'll see in their description where it says, look, if you're triggered, don't come back at me. Like, this is your trigger to deal with, not mine. Like, we're reading for the collective. We're not reading, to determine out of, if you look at it, we've got 12 signs, right? And 9 billion people. So not all of, the 2 billion people that are following under that one sign are all going to relate to a reading, especially when it's by a collective. So, or especially when it's collective reading. So you just take what resonates, let go what doesn't. And it's funny because you see this an awful lot, like, again, on whether it's YouTube or whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, these readings come from, and people will be like, but that doesn't resonate with me. Well, that's why usually these readers also offer personal readings. It's a general collect, but it also has to do, and I always tell people, also take a look at your moon, your rising, the Venus signs. Like, these are all a collections. Not every Aquarius, as amazing as we are going to be the same. A Pisces moon is going to react different than an Aquarius.
That's very true. That's very true.
You know, it's something that we have to take into perspective. So just, you know, just throwing that out there, guys, so that everybody knows. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you guys are clicking subscribe, okay? Especially if you're watching it on the Oracle Intuitions channel. Make sure you've clicked subscribe. I also just want to mention the contest again. So I will be giving a free reading when we reach 500 subscribers, when Oracle Intuitions reaches 500 subscribers. And again, just make sure that you share. So every time you shared this video, make sure that you send me a screenshot to Oracle Intuitions 1111 at gmail.com. All right. And your name will be going into a contest. And as soon as we reach that 500 subscribers, we will be giving away a free reading from me. Okay.
Maybe once we reach 1,000, we can give a free double reading.
A free what?
A double reading. You and I both.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I think that would be cool. Fantastic. So, you know, just remember, guys, like there's a good opportunity to reach it. So, I know that we do have some donations that have come in. I'm going to actually ask you, Brandon, do you want to go straight into the readings, or do you want to just take a little bit of a couple of minute break, or how do you want to do this?
You know, I don't know why. I'm just feeling strongly compelled to do a lottery first.
Oh, okay.
If that's okay.
We could do one lottery question. I think that would be okay. And then we'll get into the donations after that. Sure.
I don't know why. Something's tapping me on my shoulder saying to do a lottery here.
Sure. Who do we have in the lottery?
Changing things up.
Changing things up. So I don't know if Michelle has the list done though.
On the lottery?
Yeah, so...
Oh, well, then we might not be prepared to do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Emily's drops her.
Oh, she says she does. She says she's good. She says she's good.
Okay.
So, just give me 1 second. Okay, so we're going to get the numbers.
Okay. Yeah, if you can, Michelle, give us the numbers here. And then we can generate it. And then we'll get to everybody's donations here. But I just, for whatever reason, am feeling compelled to grab somebody from the lottery because I feel like a lot of the shows, you guys kind of dominate our list with the donations, and we very much appreciate it. But I feel that others are upset and missing out that they're not getting a reading here. And it's important to honor those that have been here with us for a long time, but you know, they don't donate particularly. They just hang out in the lottery, wait for their chance. And
so we have number 1 to 6.
1 to 6. Okay.
Oh, no. Sorry. 1 to 5. Sorry.
1 to 5. Okay. Okay. So that number is going to be number 4.
Brazzy. What question? Yeah. What question does Brazzy have? Let me just take a look here because I know that she's written some of them down.
What is Aries energy toward me? Okay, so Brazzy, if you could give us your first name, give us the Aries first name. I don't want to sit here and pick up on some other Aries that you just passed by on the street and they think that, you know, maybe you bump into them and they're like, oh my gosh, that's the rudest person ever. So the first names, please. We are we're all formal here. Or not formal. We are all friendly, I should say.
And your first name as well, like both of your names. Did you say that? I'm not sure if you said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll just give that a second and then see what is coming in. His name's Gurdeep. Okay.
Gurdeep.
And what is yours, Brazzy, please?
Brazzy.
And it was, okay.
Simu. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Simu.
And the question was, what is the energy towards the two of them?
Or between the two? What's the Simu's zodiac, did they say? Wah, wah.
Well, I know Brazzy, she says that he's an Aries. And Brazzy, what is your birth sign, please? Sorry.
So y'all, this is why we ask you to put your name and your zodiac sign and of the other person that you're interested if you ask about another. So that way we don't have to have us clarifying and jumping in here. So make sure you do that if you are putting in a question. Put your first name, put your zodiac sign. Oh, we appreciate you being here, Brazzy, or Simu. Thank you. Pisces, I knew it. Okay. I knew it was Pisces.
All right, just give me 1 second. Let me just let me take a look into the energy. Okay, so it's interesting because the first thing I actually pick up with this Aries, just give me a second. There's an energy with him that is very, I want to say the word luminous. Like it's almost like he's looming over you in some way. I'm not 100% sure what this is representing, but I'm almost going to say that this is some sort of a protective energy. So I don't know if this is, I almost want to say that, like, I want to ask you, Brazzy, is luminous? It means like, you know, bright, like big, like it feels like he's looming over you. Okay, like it feels like again, a protective energy. I almost want to ask: is there some sort of I don't mean that he's family or anything like that, but are you guys connected somehow? Like your families know each other? Because it really feels like there's some sort of close tie in here. This could be you know, like a past life energy, or, you know, knowing each other for a while or something like this. This energy that I get from him, I don't know if you guys are in communication or whatever, but it really feels like this man is watching you or protective about you in some way. I don't know if this is being shown in your energetic field, like if you're seeing this on a regular basis, but his energy is there. So again, if there's not any communication at this point, or if you're, you know, still in this place of being unsure with him, I keep feeling as though his energy is coming closer and closer and closer to you. It feels as though you're going to be receiving information from him in the very near future, or a communication from him in the very near future. I need to tap into, I don't know, what do you get, Brandon? Because I need to tap into this a little bit.
So I'm definitely, Simu, again, thank you for coming and being here for the first time. And I'm glad you got a reading right away. So the energy between yourself and Gurdeep, I do feel that there is this very clear, I get a specific frequency, and I get it right here, right in the third eye. And there is something that the two of you, I mean, I feel like you're aware of it, Simu, but it feels like when Gurdeep receives or intercepts the connection between the two of you, because this is of a psychic nature, and I'm certain you can kind of feel it, because being a Pisces are just much more tuned into those subtleties. But with Gurdeep, I feel him, Spirit shows me the energy between the two of you is like in this weird limbo, and it is because of Gurdeep. And when he receives this energy and this connection between the two of you, it is doing something to him. It is triggering him. It is triggering his emotions. And this is where I feel the friction has come from, is when he feels like he's getting into an emotional space. He feels like he can't trust it. He feels like, you know, there is, it's like your fault. It's your fault I'm feeling this way. It's your fault that, you know, this is happening. Yeah. And so albeit it sort of is, but it's only because of where and who you are, your own personal nature. You do have a sort of direct route, especially with him, into the emotional self, because you can feel the emotional pull with him. He feels it. It's just you're watching him react to his own emotions. And Spirit is showing me that he absolutely has the sense of frustration. It feels like he's trying to change the situation by either pulling away, being distant, disconnecting. And all that's happening is that you're literally watching him get frustrated with his own emotions because you just happen to be on that plane with him. It just naturally happens. It's like when two auras come together, imagine it like a chemical reaction. I don't know. I don't know all the reactions in periodic table of elements anymore. It's been years since I studied that, but like hydrogen, oxygen, right? H2O. We all know H2O. There's a natural binding that happens. Well, that's like what happens with your aura. And he is resisting very, very hard. So when I ask Spirit what's to come between the two of you, what they are showing me is that they're showing me the distance between the two of you, and they're showing me that there is this constant energy of you both feeling as if you're pulled and him resisting, and then you reacting to this. So it does seem to be a frustration. If it was not for his ego, this would be a really, really great connection. At a soul level, it is a great connection. You are psychically bonded in some way, but you're dealing with a lot of his ego right now and him fighting, him resisting. And that's going to be the most frustrating part, I think, of this connection until he actually surrenders and allows himself, to feel whatever it is that he's feeling instead of resisting what he's feeling. So this is a tough one. So let me tell you, at least as a summation here, there's definitely a connection, and he definitely has emotional feelings and connection with you. You're just watching him resist all of that.
So I keep getting the words revelation. So what I get, Brazzy, is it's as Brandon was saying, you're going to have to deal a lot with his ego, but there's going to be a point where within this frustration that you're going to feel, that there is going to be a revelation in regards to your connection. I do feel it's going to be very important to not react to his, as Brandon was picking up with his ego and his behavior. This is going to be extremely important as you guys move forward, because what I ultimately get underneath that is still this protective energy. It is a surrounding energy that comes from him. So he may react to, and I'm just giving examples here. He may react to, let's say, if you were out with friends, he could react to particular posts. He may react to a revelation is like a sudden inspiration. A revelation is like, oh my God, like that. That's a revelation. So yeah, it's like that light bulb above his head. So you're going to you may have to deal with some of that energy, and you're going to have to pull yourself back. Okay, so that means, don't participate in his ego. So if he comes to you and he says, how come you were out with this person, or why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? You're going to have to stay very strong in your own energy. All right. And you're going to have to not participate with his immaturity. Okay, because there's a very immature energy that's still around him. And again, he is operating from ego. He is operating, from a place that isn't fully spiritual. So you guys are on two different levels here. As we pick up with that psychic connection, he's not quite realizing that energy, whereas you are. So you have to, again, understand that it's not the time to so I can say I'm allowed to go out with who I want. Oh, hell yeah. Sorry. Yeah, better damn well do that, because like catering to his whims or his behavior is not going to help move this energy along. It's going to stall the energy. And this is a very possessive behavior, which you do have to be aware of. And if somebody's telling you, you can't do this or you can't do that, in the bounds of I mean, what a normal relationship is. I mean, of course,
Right.
you know, there's certain things that you just don't do within a relationship, but you know, but that's what you're going to have to be careful of.
I need to warn you right now, Simu. This is just a psychic warning, I guess, that the more that you feed into what he's wanting to do, or what he's wanting, or what he needs, or even his sense of control, you are absolutely going to be limiting your own growth, your own happiness, and that energy, like Kathy was saying, is going to be drained from you. And it's not even like it's drained and he gets to feel it. It's just like it's drained and gone. So just be careful how much you invest into this. Spirit specifically is showing me that they're showing me a very specific vibe. When you bring somebody into your life, they're showing me it's as if this big hug and you embrace them, and it's an unconditionally accepting vibration that people feel around you, and that constantly focusing on him because of where he is going to totally take that kind of energy away from you giving it to even just close friends and loved ones that you regularly connect with. So it's the warning of be very careful of how much you invest, because it is actually going to end up hurting you until he flips that switch and stops seeing you and his life through ego. It's going to be a regular drain. And it's just because of what Kathy said. You do have a more developed sense of self. I think you have a stronger awareness psychically, emotionally, you know, and even spiritually. I feel that you have a stronger awareness. So don't limit yourself. I highly recommend not. But, you know, sometimes people need to, you know, sometimes people need to feel those moments. You have to decide if you do. But it is a warning that your energy will be drained if you continuously push into that connection.
Okay, we got to move on. Sorry, Brandon. Because we're getting quite a few donations coming in, so we can't. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but we gotta move on. I hope that this has helped so much, Brazzy and Lizna. We actually did get your donation, so thank you so much. Just make sure that you put your question in the chat along with your name, your birth date, and anybody else's name or birth date that is that you're if we're looking into somebody else. Brazzy, thank you so much for coming on. I hope this has helped. So I think we're going to give Michelle just a minute here. That was not me. That's like some sort of banshee yell. That was crazy. Okay, guys, we're just going to take like a quick 3-minute break here, and we will let Michelle get things organized. We'll look and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Simu. If you want to reach us, thedreamteacher.com is to connect with me and Kathy.
oracleintuitions.com, or my Facebook or my Instagram pages at Oracle Intuitions.
So glad you came here. We're glad to connect, Simu. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And we will be back in just 3 minutes here. I think. Hello, we're back. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
We're missing someone.
Oh, here I am. I'm back. All right. So we will get into the guys. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for waiting for us. We're going to get into the donations. So I know the first donation is from Jenny. That was the first one that came in. So I'm just going to go. Jenny, Sagittarius, wants to know when things will get better financially and in her relationship. All right.
Got 2 questions in one.
Yeah, I kind of feel that they might be a little bit separate. Just give me a sec, Jenny. Honey K, thank you. 400 subscriber. We're only 100 away. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so Jenny, I do feel the relationship. I'm going to start there because it really feels like the financial, this could be more of an individual energy. It doesn't mean that you may share finances, obviously, with your husband and stuff like that. But I'm almost getting a stronger financial energy in some way coming from you, like more of an individual. I literally feel like money in some way will be stronger towards you. With the relationship, I feel like there's some work. There's definitely some work that needs to happen here. It does feel like there is that energy of, and we've talked about this before, of you almost moving forward, you becoming stronger within yourself. And you're just, it's like, is he willing to follow you or at least support you on this adventure ahead? So, and I really feel, I'm literally hearing the words dragging his feet a bit, like he's dragging a little bit behind here is what I keep getting. I'm also getting that with the finances. I don't know if you're thinking about a new business, if you're thinking about going into the spiritual business, if you're thinking about, some of the projects that you've had in your mind. I keep personally getting told, or keep getting told for you personally, yes, you need to do this. You need to follow those instincts and these ideas that are coming to you. You need to, it's almost as though you're getting these insights. I keep feeling from your mind coming through. It's like, I need to do this, or I feel called to be doing that. And I feel called to, learn this. It just feels like this is so important for you. The relationship, there really needs to be a good sitting down, a whole lot of heartfelt conversation in this, and I just feel you moving forward. And I feel like, is he going to follow? And that's something that you're going to have to really talk to him in regards to. And if he's not willing to listen, you may have some decisions to make. I do feel that there is a lot of love between the two of you. It just feels for some reason that, I don't know if you guys got, together quite young, or if there was, I want to say, when I say immature energy, I don't mean that you guys are immature. I mean that you guys may not have been the people that you are now moving forward. Okay. So it feels like there's been a lot of growth within the relationship, but more on an individual basis. Is he willing to follow? And that might be something that you really have to have that conversation with. I feel like he wants to, but there's an element of being really scared here, and an element of like that you're going to surpass him. So it almost feels that there is this energy coming through where he almost puts you, he tries to hold you down. And that's not a, that's not an energy that you want. You want to move forward. We want to expand and ascend in life. Put an application for something financial. I need to know if it will. I keep feeling, yes, that money is coming towards you. Okay. Will it be this specific application? Sometimes I can't tell that. But what I keep getting is that when I'm looking into your energy is surrounded or becoming surrounded by a level of financial abundance. So I hope that has helped.
Yeah, I'm going to confirm here for you that I do feel that there is, immediately when I ask Spirit about growth in finances, they are showing me that this is going to take place during July. So if you have already applied for something, because I was actually going to ask you if you've taken steps for something, because it seems like you're going to be getting those benefits here within the next month. So if you've already applied, then it's likely that you are going to be able to receive that. So I do feel growth and increase in finances, Jenny. Now, when I ask Spirit about what's going on with your relationship, they're showing me that things feel like they're in this weird void or limbo right now. And they show me that it's as if this kind of energy has been anchored in. The irony is that something does need to be anchored in, but once it is, it's going to be able to sustain. So I'm specifically asking what's going to be coming up here in the next few months. They're showing me that there's going to be lots of communication. Communication is going to be highlighted at this time. And what they're showing me is that there is a specific purpose. It's like the two of you have lost your friendship. You've lost the friendliness. You've lost the looking out for each other, and just, kind of honoring the person opposite. You're honoring each person. And now it just seems like there's this position of like, maybe you're taking each other for granted, or you're, you just see the relationship as an entity now, and you're kind of losing that sense of self. So I know we don't have too long. We got to get to the next one, but I do feel it's important to really reopen that connection again between communication and, honoring your individual selves and remembering, we're not just an entity, we're also two people. I feel that's going to be extremely important here in the next couple of months, because they're showing me that July and August, they're going to be all about communicating and finding different ways to talk and connect and communicate with each other, because that's ultimately going to open up each of you and put you in a little bit more of a understanding, but also vulnerable position, because you're saying things that you maybe don't get to always normally say. So opening up dialogue, that's going to be the main focus for the two of you in that relationship at this time.
Yeah. I felt like I'm not valued. I'm just cut myself off emotionally to work on me. Yeah. I really feel like that sitting down and having that conversation, I don't feel like this is going to be a quick conversation. There even could be, results that come from this conversation, but I feel they're going to be more on your part more than his part. I just feel it's almost like he's in some way holding you down. And is he willing to let that lid off of that jar and let you go, or let you, is he going to be there to support these new adventures, these new things that you're drawing into your life? Okay. So, I don't know if it's so much of a factor of not being valued. I just really feel that he's not growing the way that you have grown. And so it's hard, because you're expanded, but he's not, right? And so that's a very difficult energy to work at. He's not mature enough for a conversation. Then you might just have to do the talking and let it sit. Mm-hmm. Do the talking and let him sit, and wherever his energy is with that might just be your answer. Okay. Do I move on? Do I stay within this relationship? Sometimes we just have to say what we have to say and let it sit with the person, even if they're not willing to communicate back, but it's getting your truth out. And that's what's going to be important.
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever
So I
you can.
truly
There's lots of resources out there that can help you communicate in your relationship, because this is not something that's abnormal. This happens to so many people. So I think really explore some resources where you can maybe get some other outside or expert advice about, hey, how do I start a dialogue with somebody who doesn't want to talk? Kind of look that stuff up, because that is the main energy that's needing to be expressed right now, is that communication.
She says, yes, Kathy, I'm the only adult in this house. Hey, you know what? We've all been in situations, where that occurs, to some degree, right? Whether it's us that are not willing to do that communication, or, it's the other person. And the thing is, you can't hold yourself back. You still have to somehow express it. It's really funny because you ever watch those TV shows I don't know what it is with the American TV shows, because in Canadian TV shows, we're so blah, 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 talk, talk, talk. And it's funny, it's funny because some of the shows that I've been watching or whatever, sometimes you'll get into a series and you're like, why don't you just talk to each other? It's so simple. Like, why aren't you guys saying anything? Like, just open your mouth and talk, for God's sakes. This isn't rocket science. Like, just talk. But I get it, because there's a lot of people that are very suppressed inside and they don't know what to say. They don't know how to express their emotions. And so, this is something that he needs to work on, but don't let that suppress you. Don't let that hold you back from saying what it is that you have to say. It's going to be up to him whether or not he's going to listen and communicate with this. All right. So I hope that that's helped, Jenny. I hope that's given you some clarity. We're going to move on to the next one, which is Lovety. And her question is,
what's Lovety's zodiac again?
Oh, I don't
Pisces?
know. Maybe.
Or Aries?
Oh, she's an Aries. Oh, yeah, she's an Aries. And she asks what Capricorn's feelings are for me currently.
All right.
Okay. Lovety, can you just confirm for me, has there been some sort of communication between the two of you recently? Because it feels like I feel like there's been some sort of opening in here, but I don't know if this is okay. So she says no. So because I wasn't sure if this was actual communication or if this is opening in a heart energy type of manner. When was the last time you and the Capricorn talked? Sorry, Lovety. I just need to get some more clear, because there's a lot of energy that's coming in here. And I feel like it feels like there is a closed energy, but it is started. Oh, so you spoke in May. Okay. I feel like there is this energy that's coming through here.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, honey, you can't get communication if he's blocked. So you have to unblock. Okay, you have to unblock first.
I don't know.
Unless you don't want communication.
I don't know. I feel like the blocking did something. I feel like.
Well, I think that it pushed that energy towards opening. Like it's like this heart energy. Yeah. That that's trying to come through, that's trying in some way to express or bring forth some sort of energy, but I just kept getting that blocking. It was like something is stalled or whatever, but it almost feels like this energy of wanting to communicate or wanting to express something. I am, however, getting that the first communication that may come in may make you feel like you want to block him again. Okay. Because I do feel a lot of, I do feel a lot of ego. Okay. So you've been trying to forget him, but I don't know why I can't. Well, you know what? Do you want to forget him, or do you want this as a relationship? That's why this energy is coming through. You're going to have to make a decision not about what he's thinking or he's feeling. You have to make that decision about your next step, not his next step. If you want him to stay blocked, there's things that we can do, or ways that you can remove those ties so you can move forward. Or do you want this relationship? Because I feel like this is a cusp. The cusp is, do you want this or you don't want this? If you want this, this can evolve, but you're going to have to do some work in order to create it. Okay. It's going to be a dual energy, not just you working at it. It's going to be things, that you want to, you're going to have to, release a lot of energy. There's going to have to be some forgiveness and all of this. But what I am getting is, first of all, you're going to have to make that decision about what you want out of this. I do, but he's the one stopping it, hence why I block. Okay, but here's the thing. I know you're saying that he's the one stopping it, but I just feel like there was like a pause button. Okay, a pause button. It was like this energy of not quite being ready, not quite being there. So you have to release that pause button. And I feel like that unblocking, when we put a block on somebody, that's saying, okay, none. I'm done. But then we have to move forward. We can't stay in that holding position of wanting that energy. If you do want to, I'm hearing here right now, one of the ways to clear this energy and to really help it move forward in a positive way, whether you guys are together, like I feeling like bringing you guys together, first of all, unblock. But second of all, you need to do a cord cutting either way. And I feel like this cord cutting will release these strong energies that you have surrounding around you in regards to him. And this is going to be old, again, forgiveness or old things that he's done, or maybe some deceit from the past, or whatever it is, that you two had as a relationship that needs to be let go of first. Okay. And I feel like there needs to be a cord cutting. You can do this. You can ask for Archangel Michael. He will come in very quickly and help you release this energy. And I literally imagine this cord coming through and cutting it. Whatever it is, whatever anger, if there's anger, release that, cut it, let it go. Kind of imagine like you're cutting the tie off of a balloon and just letting it free. You see the changes so quick and so fast. You may have to do this a couple of times, especially if it's a hard or a strong energy. But do this. Let this go. Let this start releasing. And again, unblock. You have to unblock in order for it to come through, and you will see a change within that energy.
Yeah, I definitely can confirm here the kind of blocked energy, blocked vibration. It's just so ironic to me because it feels like this Capricorn is now starting to like open up, because Spirit is showing me that he's like kind of in this daydream space. And it makes me a little bit worried for you, Lovety, because it almost feels like you're in this catch-22. Once one is on, the other is off, and vice versa. And that's what Kathy is saying, why you need to cut these cords right now so that you can allow the connection back into a state of balance or harmony. Because you guys are like off kilter right now. It's a little bit zigzagged. So I would definitely heed Kathy's advice here. I am being shown that it does look like there is still some stagnation in the future with where the energy is and where the decisions have already been created. I'm not seeing any kind of jump or movement as far as a strong sense of reconnection, but just know that the reason why you keep thinking about him is because now he's thinking about you now that he's blocked. Yeah. I feel that he's gone in and tried to look for you like and can't find you. And so now he's like, oh my, what in the, why would she, what is happening? It's a total kind of little mind game, I guess, that he's feeling with himself. So I would heed Kathy's advice here, disconnect, cut that cord, and allow it to grow in a much healthier way. I feel like you're in a healthier place. I feel like he's now finally considering, more than just himself as far as this connection. And I think you're going to find a really good, use the full moon tomorrow to really release everything. Be like, all right, you know what? The connection, the way it was going, this all needs to be released. And if we're supposed to connect and be together, then let's allow for a harmonious way of interacting by way of creating harmony in myself. So Kathy, I think it's spot on here with what's going on.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's interesting, as we said at the beginning of the show, the Capricorn full moon is about building foundations and that releasing, like Brandon said. Like, I think you were really spot on with that, doing this ritual during the full moon, release and work on the full moon, that, the foundations here. Okay. So, who is next? I believe it's Jessica, and Jessica's question. I don't know if we have Jessica's question. Do we have Jessica's question?
Yeah, Jessica's up next.
What is T's current energy towards me? Okay. Jessica is a Pisces and Tim is a Taurus. I'm going to let you take this one first. Okay.
Okay. So right away, I feel this sort of persistence. I can feel that there is this, Tim feels like there is this very clouded, unclear kind of vibration. And I feel that it's translating into where he is with his thoughts, his feelings towards you, Jessica. I do feel, again, persistence. I keep feeling persistence, and it feels kind of over and over and over. And it reminds me of that energy of just like, almost like a broken record that keeps skipping those same few lines of a song. I can feel a sense of frustration coming from Tim. I can feel a very, this feels kind of surface level, but it feels like a sexual energy. It feels like a sexual vibe or interest in some way. But it's like there's this starting and then pulling back, starting again and pulling back, starting, like it's kind of happening over and over, I feel, with him and where he is with you. But it feels more of a, I don't know, like a frustration, and I feel him being frustrated with himself. I almost feel him like he is like beating himself up for whatever reason. And I don't know if, okay, so the way Spirit is showing me is like his soul and his ego, they're having communication. That's a really good step, because I feel like that's a good step from where things were in the past. They're showing me that this is really good. He's having this internal dialogue with himself. So this is good. But that soul is just sitting back, hanging back, and it's kind of letting the ego run the show, because what Spirit is saying is that he feels he has to let it run its course or something, that he has to just let himself tire himself out. So the good news is that there does seem to be dialogue between the parts of the selves. So that means I wouldn't take personally if there's something that comes up where he feels frustrated, and if he has frustration in his communication towards you or any kind of anger, I wouldn't take that personally, because it's just a reflection of where he is with himself. But the biggest thing that Spirit keeps showing me is to really just be patient with him. It's like getting mad at a child who's learning to walk that they can't walk right away. When you get mad at them, you're like, oh, what is wrong with you? You're a human person. You have 2 feet. You can't walk. Like that's a little excessive, right? That's a little much. Like, we're not going to yell at a child and scold them and be mean to them because they can't walk yet when they're figuring it out. It's kind of the same kind of energy. It's super, I think, important to be patient with him, because he's just getting his legs. He's getting his little baby legs. He's trying to figure out how to navigate this life with a soul awareness, also with the ego, also with his own values and sense of self. So I feel like it's really important to just be patient right now with yourself, but also with him.
Yes. And we've talked about this before. There's a lot of, with Tim, there's a lot of, I don't like using this word, but there's a lot of privilege that comes from him, the way he's grown up, the way that a lot of things have been brushed over for him, the way that he's, you know, kind of gone throughout his life. He's one of those people that may think that he's had hardship, but he hasn't really experienced a lot of hardship. Okay. So, I know that's hard to understand because, you know, we think, you know, that people should be in this place of, you know, understanding somebody else's emotions or what they've been through, what they've gone through. But with Tim, you know, he's sort of one of those people that are like, I know my cat died too. Oh, how sad. Like, you know what I mean? And it's a tragedy for him. Whereas he hasn't really gone through a lot of hardship. And so he doesn't, he's operating from this place of, poor woe is me a lot of times. Poor woe is me. And so it's a very hard thing to, it's a very hard thing for him to really connect with his feelings because he hasn't quite connected with his feelings. So I love the way Brandon explained it, is like, this is just a child learning his toddler steps, learning how to do stuff. And it is frustrating for him because of the fact that he sees you as this beautiful woman who he would like to get to know, but he doesn't know what to do about it. It's still in this immature energy, but he is moving out of this. He is moving forward. I really feel like, you know, and we've talked about this before, it's just really going into this energy, really pulling back your energy from him is going to help with his growth, with his maturity, with him, you know. And then of course, you know, we've also talked about, you know, saying what you need to say to him in regards to, you know, allowing him, you know, to not repeat this cycle that you guys have repeated. And you will see that change, but you have to pull back. You got to just kind of concentrate on you, concentrate on yourself. Just let him do whatever the hell he wants to do at this point, because that's going to change. You're going to see that difference. You're going to see him coming closer. Yeah, so I truly hope that that's helped, honey. I believe that Judy is next.
So Kathy, are you streaming from multiple YouTubes?
I am, yeah, but
okay,
they all
so
should just two, but they both should appear here in the chat.
So they appear in our StreamYard chat, but not on the live chat where Michelle is. So, okay. Val, if you're with us, love, you can type your question in. We'll give that over to Michelle to put you on the list. Anybody else that's listening into I Want to Believe, if you do want a reading, just throw your first name, your zodiac sign, and your question. And we'll give that to our moderator here, Michelle. And I'm not sure that she can see in the other channel. So that's why we haven't responded, Val.
Yeah, it's not, we've only, normally Michelle is here with us in the StreamYard, but unfortunately she can't be. So she's only getting the view from one. If you want, you could switch over to the Oracle Intuitions channel, because she will be able to see things clearer there. Yeah. So that's something to think about too. And same thing with you, Jessica. Yeah, it's not that we're ignoring anybody. It's just that we may not be able to see your comments, or Michelle can't respond to your comments from that channel. So maybe just, you know, hop over to the Oracle Intuitions one. Also, guys, we just want to let you know, we do a lottery for the free questions. Okay. If we have time at the end of the show, right now we are working on the donations. If you do want to make sure that you absolutely get a reading, it's all the information is scrolling upon, you know, at the bottom of the page here. So, but just let us know that you have donated. Otherwise, we will not know, because we don't instantly see it. Sometimes it might take a minute or two for it to show up.
Not until the channel is monetized. Then we're going to be able to see it right away on the screen. So right. That's our goal here, y'all.
Yeah. So, all right. I believe it was Judy. She was a Gemini, and she was asking just a basic general reading. So, Judy, I was sort of tapping into your energy earlier. And I really got a place of that there was this energy coming through where I kept feeling like you standing in one spot, but the like things spinning around you. So you may be in I don't know if you're in a place of confusion or if you're trying to make a decision or if it almost feels like, you know those things where you're entering a mall and they spin around, like with those spinning doors. I can't remember what they're called right now because my brain's
Revolving door.
The revolving door,
Yeah.
so simple, right? But it's like a revolving door. But you're trying to figure out, like, where do I get off at this door? Like, which exit do I leave at this moment? Which place do I head into? So Spirit is really asking you, and this is really interesting. So I'm really getting a guide coming through here that is waving at you. So I'm being shown very specifically, it's almost like as you're going around this revolving door, you keep seeing this guide that's like, hey, hello, take this door, exit here. But you're doubting yourself. So what I'm getting from that is your intuition is guiding you, or in some way you already know the answer to what it is that was frustrating you, or you're trying to make this decision out of it. It's already there. The answer has already been shown, or you're feeling it. You know where to go. You're being guided. You're being led. And it literally feels like this cord that is trying to pull you forward. But there is that resistance because you're unsure about that next step. But you keep seeing that same thing as you're going around and around and around. So, and again, it's like this guide it's like, hello, it's like at the airport where they have the sign and they're like, Judy, this car here, come on over. And this is what I keep getting. This is what I keep showing. So, or keep being shown. So if you can, start really following your intuition. Get out of your head. Get out of your head and get into the heart is what I keep getting. Get out of your head, get into the solar plexus, get into your heart energy. You know the next step. You know the answer of what it is that you're seeking, or you know the direction of where you're being led to. So that's what keeps coming through.
That's such a good confirmation and validation of also what I'm picking up on. I am being shown this sort of, I was being shown different, where it was Judy standing at like a sort of crossroads and going around and around and around and around. So it's funny, like she's spinning, doesn't know which of the 4 roads to take here. So it's really interesting that you also picked up on that kind of vibe. It does feel like chaos. I am also being shown, Judy, that there is an outside influence. I'm specifically being shown that there is a friend, and it looks like they have more of a feminine or female energy. And they are showing me that there is contributions of them that is causing part of your confusions or questioning or second doubting things. Be very careful of those that are around you that are influencing you. I'm not sure if you're here and listening into the chat, but all I'm going to say here is just be very careful with who you are communicating with, who is influencing you and your decisions. Because like Kathy said, you already have a direct route and connection with your own source, sense, and higher self. And it seems important that you do need to be following that at this time, but other people's voices are kind of, pushing you into this little bit of a stupor almost. It feels like you've got those, you got hit by something and the stars are kind of going around the head. So just be very careful with who you let influence. Spirit shows me that a dialogue would be important and necessary, and it could likely mitigate everything. So if you don't want to cut this person off, a dialogue would actually be very important. Very worried about my son, Billy, the Scorpio. So perhaps that is what you're worried about, and maybe you're getting opinions and influences from other people around you. Again, if you're worried about your son and what he has to go through at this time, this is going to be a place of your own intelligence, your own intuitive intelligence, and your own logical intelligence. And you said Judy's a Gemini, right? So I know you've got the brains, and Geminis also have very strong intuition usually.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, for people that are watching, like, so to me, this is sort of a more specific question. Very worried about my son. So, we only get what spirit brings to us. So when somebody asks a general question, sometimes that's all we're going to be led to do. So, in regards to your son, Billy, again, I agree with Brandon. I feel like you are being guided, or you're being shown something in regards to him. And it feels like spirit is asking you to follow that guidance that is coming from that heart chakra. This is probably why I really felt that heart chakra opening up too, simply because of it having to do with your son, because it felt like it expanding and spirit being that guiding light. So, I hope that helps, and I hope that gives you some clarity, because I really feel like, again, follow that. Follow what you're being shown or what you're feeling. Try not to let the brain take over. Go more from the heart at this point. Okay? And I know it's hard with the Gemini, because I know your heads are going. I know your head is always going, and there's a lot of worry and all of that. But what I keep getting told is follow this energy right here. Okay.
That will never, ever, ever.
You're so
when you have it, it'll never be in question, because you feel it, you connect, it hits every ounce of your being. It's the brain. Listen, remember this, and everybody listening, but Judy especially. The brain is a computer. It is a tool. You are the controller of that tool. It doesn't just do its own thing. You got to tell it what to do. The heart is your divine intelligence. That's why it's so important what Kathy is saying here. That is what's necessary. And if you are worried about your son, that's where he comes from, and that is where you need to come from as well.
You're so welcome, Judy. I'm so glad that we were able to give you some sense of clarity on that, and many blessings to you. And thanks again for joining us today. All right, so we're going into Miguel, the Taurus. A general reading from your guys. Your energy feels a whole heck of a lot. Okay, there's still some worry there. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to shut up. No, your energy does feel a lot better than it did last week. Again, Miguel, what is going on with you? Why are you so worried? It's almost like it's, oh, okay. I get it. Okay, I'm so sorry. Your guides just told me what the heck is going on. Miguel, your guides are wanting to say to you, and I feel like this could be a possible channeling that's coming through here. They're saying that they know, okay, I'm going to move over and let them speak for a second. We know that you've gone through so many challenges. We know that you've gone through so many of what appears to be lessons, but all of these have been brought to you for a reason. And this was to make you stronger as you're moving forward. None of these challenges or lessons are to defy you in any way. It's just continue moving forward. You can release this. This is not energy that you need to hang on to. We brought Nami into your life because of that pure love that she has for you and that strength that she is going to give you. But the energy that you two have moving forward is the most important thing. You guys can go through anything together. Anything together is coming, is what I keep hearing. So it's okay to release and be happy. And we know that every time you feel happy, you feel anxious, you feel like it's hard to just look at the happiness that's in front of you. But this is what they're asking you to do. Release that, release those fears. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. You don't need to hang on to the anticipation of what could possibly come. They're asking you to enjoy that energy that is being brought to you right here and right now in this moment. So this is a very strong message that I feel is coming through for you at this time.
Yeah, the energy, Miguel, definitely feels quite nice in general. I definitely can confirm that as well. The one thing I really feel specifically drawn to is that Spirit keeps showing me something about making like new friends or new connections or something. They're showing me that just a very friendly energy is becoming present at this time. And I feel that that's really, really important, because the more that you invest into people who are matching your vibration of where you are and what you're doing with your life and who you're building it with, the more that all those around you can kind of hold and share that vibration with you. And anytime you get into these confused or lost or suppressed places, you have those people to rely on as well. Now, like Kathy said, Naomi was brought to you for specific reason and purpose about your connection here. And that is important, because she will ultimately do that as well. But Naomi has her own vibrations that she feels herself flow in. And sometimes, because of the nature that you have, you're like, okay, I'm just going to hold this stuff back or hold it in, that level cannot always be matched. And that's totally okay. That is so okay. It's important for everybody to be still an individual in any relationship, not to lose that sense of self. So those moments are great. They're fine. But what's important is that sometimes you need people on the outside to be able to understand your vibration, which I imagine is why you guys like to come here, because we connect with you and understand you and see you. But your network feels essentially important at this time. It's really going to be beneficial, not only, I think, for your own work and your career, but for building the life of where you've moved to and where you're going to, and how this life is going to be very complementary to the relationship that you and Naomi have. So I can see it being communal, and I can see, you have people so that you trust so much that, they can come over and borrow the shovel or something, and that they're going to bring it back, and they're going to probably bring you some kind of beautiful dish or chocolates or something, to thank you for it. And I think that's going to be a really important part, because it's going to serve as an extension of the relationship that you and Naomi are building in your home, your space. It's all going to add into it together. So the other thing, like Kathy is saying, don't neglect those internal moments that you need, because I still feel you're digging to the roots of these worries, and you don't want to carry them with you in this whole new process and this whole new journey. So make sure you're doing that internal work. If you need to cry, let it out. Remember, we talked about that before. Do that internal work too, because you don't want to carry this with you into this new venture, this new slate, this new life here.
Yeah. I want to go into Naomi's question, where we haven't, just give me 1 second. Not until, I swear the universe doesn't want us to rent. We have looked and applied and nothing is available. Okay. So, and this is, okay. So this is before. Oh, I see. So the land closing isn't until the 30th. Are you guys able to, okay, here's the thing. I keep feeling this vortex. So I'm going to go into Naomi's question, because it is tying a bit into, Miguel's. It's been okay. So I'm actually this is very frustrating, obviously, because, there's over a month, until you're on your land. But what I am wondering, and I know we do this in Canada, I don't know how the States works. Okay. But is there a cheaper type of hotel, like, I don't know, Travel Lodge or one of those places where you can get just a month?
You can do extended stays on like Airbnb.
Right.
You can do like an extended stay.
Because I feel like something like that just might take off a whole lot of pressure, especially if it's just, for one person, or if it's a couple of people. That's what I just keep, it kind of comes in, because it almost feels like this frustration of wanting to rent for a month. Well, there, you may be running in, obviously, to those problems, but as Brandon said, even that extended B&B, obviously it goes by, what it is that you can afford. especially for that month. But I just feel like oh, your mom offered her home to us. Okay. That's good. But I think you also said that you have your father and cannot fly in a place for him. Okay. And I'm assuming that he can't live with the mom. Maybe there's like a separation there. So maybe it's just a matter of finding that, place for him at this moment. It just feels like there's too much. I don't want to make this sound trivial in any way, because I can understand and I feel that extreme frustration.
You're going to say exactly what I'm going to say. You're going to say.
But I feel like there's too much thought going into all of this and making it more of a frustration than it truly is a frustration. And I feel like this is why that advice, why Spirit came in for Miguel and why Spirit is coming in at this. It's almost like, and you know what? Here's the bottom line. I'm hearing some stubbornness from somebody. This could possibly be, the father. It could be other energy. It's a month. They have to deal with they have to put up with it. Like whether it's you or whether it's them, you know what? This is just that it's such a short time that all of this stress isn't necessary. He can't. My mom is like, no, my father depends on me. So I had to relocate him too. And it's been a drag. Honestly, I love him, but I wish right now wasn't the time for me to have to take care. Yeah. And Miguel's confirming that struggle is coming from the father. So at this time, you know what? He's going to have to suck it up. Like, that's kind of like the basic foundation of this, whether this is you and him staying in a place or whatever. He's been a pain in the butt. Like, hello, we are taking care of you. So now you have to roll with us. And that's exactly it. That's what I kept getting from Spirit. It's like, this too bad, so sad, it's a month. Suck it up, dude. Mm-hmm. That's basically all you can do with it. So I hope that's helped. I hope that it gives you, but like I said, I mean, whether this is like a travel lodge or, extended stay somewhere or whatever it is, dude, grow up.
Right. I just want to jump in. I know we got to move on, but Navy, you are like really, really connected right now. I feel all your little receptors open up. You're picking up on lots of psychic information. I can feel your energy being open. And so it's so funny that Kathy was just like, that was her first message, because that's exactly what Spirit is showing me. It's like, girl, you got this, and you got this, and you're just letting your brain overthink and over worry right now because you already see all the direct channels. Like, I can see you being super spatially aware. You're just letting that brain get in there for a moment. Maybe it's the chaos of the moon, retrograde, whatever it is, but you're totally fine. You're totally connected. I literally have no doubts. I have no sense of worry. You are completely competent. You've got a great support system there with Miguel. You're A-okay. And just like Kathy said, let them get over their own issues. If they've got issues, they need to address them on themselves. You're already taking care of life and a whole other sense of movement and building a home. Yeah. So no.
I swear to God, sometimes people bring in this extra frustration. It's almost like this attention-getting energy. It's like, really you guys are paying so much. Nobody's paying attention to me. So I'm just going to stomp my feet and I'm going to have a tantrum over here and it's got to be about me. Whatever. And I love how Naomi says it. She said the same thing, that my father needs to grow up. Yeah, that was exactly what I got. Like, it's time, get it together, dude, or you go figure it out. Like, there's a car, you go sleep in it. We're here. We're making you this offer. And you either have to suck it up or, figure it out. So, so frustrating. It must, for you, not for us. I meant for you, like how frustrating that this must be for you. I'm sorry that you guys are going through this, but
get it. We've all been there, I think.
We've all been there. So the next one is going to be for Emily. So Emily wants to know, she says, Emily is a Leo. And she's seeing a Libra man named Max. We were close to making things official, and he got anxious and insecure. And now we are on a break. How is he feeling during this break? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Max is a bit of a mental mess. He's
Oh, those
in his
Libra
own head.
men.
What's that?
Oh, those Libra men. Dios
Oh,
mío.
Libras in general. Sorry, guys. Thanks to all the Libras, but yeah, you guys can be frustrating at times, right? Because it's make a decision. He's a mental mouse. Like, he needs to figure out his. You know what? This break is good. Take that step back. I always say to everybody, take a step back, let them figure it out. I mean, that's always the first thing to do, because when we're reacting from some sort of emotional, like, here's the thing, you don't understand his frustration, and he doesn't understand why you're so calm or, strong, and then in that beautiful Leo energy. So to him, he doesn't kind of get it. Like, it's all, I feel like this man makes a drama out of everything. I really do. I feel like his energy wears me out. I'm sorry. So it's been about a week and a half of not talking. That's okay. Keep letting him stay in that. Let him sit in his own sludge for a while. He's okay. He'll it's his own mental mess. He's not doing anything in regards to, like externally or anything like that. He's not walking away. He's going to come back, but he has to be in that solid place to come back. And he's got to figure out that this is what he wants, and he will. Yeah. It really feels like this energy of him being, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like this back and forth ping pong type of crap that's going on in his head. And he's just got to figure it out, but it's good that you're letting him be, because the more that you inject into that is going to create like another ping pong player. You know what I mean? Instead of it just being back and forth in his head, it's going to create something else for him to, ping pong off of and create some more chaos in his mind.
It's so interesting.
Here's the thing, because he really cares about you. He does really care about you. Like, there's so much. Yeah. But I feel like he's in this place that it's like when he takes that step forward, and I felt this energy, with other people, like other clients. But it's interesting because he knows when he takes that step forward, he's heading down the rabbit hole of, a relationship, and it scares the crap out of him. So you've just got to let him figure it out, and he will. He does care very deeply about you. I don't feel he'll call things off. Just let it be for a while. Just let it be.
Yeah. Do not be over dramatic. Do not be crazy. Do not let your own worry freak out. Spirit is saying right now, you have to be secure in yourself. You have to, because your connection is going through a very important higher sense of realization. And if you over worry and throw that fear into the connection, he's going to pick up on that, and you're going to throw the whole connection off. It's super important for you to know what you have, know your worth, and be secure in yourself right now. Kathy and I are both telling you that there are absolutely feelings that he has for you. And I actually am being shown that he is getting some really important insights into himself and the connection with you. And these insights are growing roots. They're taking root. They're taking shape. The foundation is being affected. If you throw worry, if you throw freakouts, doubts, if you let out all your emotions that you're feeling in yourself onto him and project them onto him, oh, well then, yes, you can just expect the relationship to just not be anywhere where it needs to be. Not at all. It's super important to let this distance and this space happen, because you're getting back to that reintegration. It's almost as if you were too absorbed before and you forgot your sense of self. You lost that sense of self. That must be a theme right now, because that happened with somebody else already today in a reading. Being secure in the self is super, super important. But yes, he is absolutely thinking about the connection. He's absolutely thinking about the emotions that are coming up, and he's doing some internal work. That's the thing with Libras, is that they don't often sit I'll say for Libra men specifically, they don't often sit in the emotional realm. They're often kind of that surface level, dipping in and out. And they only get to emotional spaces during usually some more intense times, for example, like full moons, or something that kind of happens externally where they're forced to. It's not usually their realm. So I wouldn't throw anything, project anything onto him. Let him be in that space. I guess I was wondering why he hasn't messaged, but I guess he's still. Yes, listen. Not everybody can go through emotional realizations in a moment. It can take people years to realize these things. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take that long, but I'm just telling you the extremes. People like me or Kathy, who are just advanced, emotionally evolved beings, can go and figure out an emotion in hours. and Michelle, we've all talked about it and gone through it. But that's not normal. That's not the average, right? That's not what everybody else kind of experiences. I would guess that a lot of our listeners go through that as well. Just know he's in his process. And the more that you doubt, worry, or freak out, the more you're actually pushing the energy away. Because this new, it's like a moment where you're figuring out if you're going to level up or not, right? Like if you're playing Zelda or something and you're like, oh, am I going to go on to that next level? Or, am I going to be stuck at this boss? The connection is figuring out if it's going to be able to level up. And if you're putting and projecting doubt on it, you're already pulling it back to the next level. This is the last thing I'm saying. You have to be secure in yourself right now. Incredibly important, especially if you want the continuity of this connection. Okay. Sorry.
I'm also hearing too, Emily, one last thing really quick. It's going to be really important that when he does come back, which he will, don't let him play games. Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't let him be in this energy of wishy-washy. This is going to be a very good time for you to also be in your own power and say to him, okay, when you make your decision, that's when you can message me. It's like you're taking over this energy that he's trying to create in some way. Okay. He can't make a decision. You're close to getting to this area. He's scared. He runs. You're on this break. Hey, you know what? You can be really honest with him and say, I'm not emotionally into these breaks and, whatever crap that you got going on into your head. This is what I want. I'm moving forward. You can join me. However you want to say it. That was just my, Kathyism of the day. But I do don't let him, play a game here. This is going to be really important. This is going to be, that moving forward step. Okay. So I truly hope that's helped. Thank you so much for watching, Emily. Thanks for donating.
You are a catch, Emily. Don't ever doubt that for a second.
There you go. Exactly. You are, hun. Okay. So, Eliza is next. Will my relationship with the Virgo man in my life, Gilbert, work once we are together? Oh, you're the best too, Emily. Thank you so much. All right. So just give me 1 second. I hear first of all, yes. What is your birth sign, Luna? I don't know if she actually already
Gemini.
told. She's a Gemini.
A Gemini.
Or
Gilbert is the Virgo.
Okay.
Eliza and Gilbert. Mercury and, both Mercury, Virgo and Gemini share Mercury together.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. It will work. There will be some work. You both are in your heads a lot. Going back into that mental energy, you guys are both, you both have that, but there's an energy here. And I know you've probably heard this, that expression, love language. Okay. You express things one way and he may express the other way. Most of the time this will work. But there's going to be those times where you're just confused with each other. I get that he closes down sometimes a lot. It's almost like, and you might want to clarify this in the chat for me. Does he sort of expect you to just know what's on his bloody mind half the time? And then you have to play like little guessing game to figure it out? Or does he do some sort of silent treatment here? I kind of get a closed energy when it comes to, disagreements or, yeah. Okay. So she just confirmed. Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. Because it's almost like he's pouting. No, my way. This is my way, and you're like, it's frustrating in your head. So, I really feel, and again, it's almost like your communication somehow is a little off. You know what? I normally don't say that it's you that may have to give in, but I think that you might have to give in. Okay. Because I don't feel I know you're hesitant. I don't mean give in into the extent of change, like giving in to him. Changing perhaps and listening to the way he communicates. You may need to, really work on that within yourself. And this will help him communicate too. There really needs to be a lot of openness, and we both can go on the small silent treatment. I really feel like, if he's not talking, then to continue to talk to him can be frustrating. But I feel to remove that silent treatment from yourself in some way, even if it's a matter of, okay, I'm just going to stay quiet on this subject. When you're ready to talk, I'm here. That can change a lot of that communication coming forward. But I wouldn't use silent treatment as a punishment. Okay. Because I do get that can be, that's where this energy is coming through, and it's very, very difficult. Unfortunately, you guys might have to sit there and talk about that and have that communication. I do feel this relationship can work, but that's really the main thing that I keep picking up on is that lack of that communication within yourselves, trying to explain things. And it almost feels like one is over explaining, one is under explaining. He doesn't, he expects you to read his mind. You can't read his mind, so there needs to be that to somehow come together and really open up this energy between the two of you, because I do feel and receive that there is a very grounded energy to your relationship. There is a lot of caring here. I can really feel this moving forward. I actually feel like he can, it's almost like this energy of creating a future, a beautiful future for the two of you once you guys get into a rhythm, but this communication needs to be worked on.
I'll definitely second the communication here. First, Eliza, I want to note the energy I feel between you and Gilbert. I don't know how the two of you met, but I know that it was weird and divine. Spirit right away is showing me that this was just like this psychic familiarity that the two of you it was like magnets. And for whatever reason, what Spirit is showing me is that it feels like that connection or that part of your connection is like gone, or it's like changing or something. So I'm specifically looking into Gilbert here with his thoughts and feelings towards you. And I'm immediately being shown like a total sense of friction. I don't know if he's pissed. I don't know if you said or did something that made him upset, but there really is this sort of internal reflection of him being upset, and he's showing it by way of communication or not communicating, kind of like you're talking about him not communicating about feelings. I do feel like he can talk and talk and talk and talk and not say anything. Does that make sense? Like he can talk his way around almost anything. I can feel a sense of frustration and annoyance from the both of you. It's like you're both frustrated that you are so deeply psychically connected, if that makes any sense. I can feel a certain I don't know if I would call it obsession with one another, but there is just this feeling of like, I cannot shake this person and I don't know why. And I feel like they get under my skin, and it is just this total psychic pull that the two of you have with each other. I'm asking Spirit specifically about his motives and what he wants in connection with you. What they are showing me is that he wants to open up emotionally with you. And there is likely, as I've looked into that, I can see immediately, because that, with that being his desire and what his want is with you, something is actually blocking him from emotionally opening up. And I'm not sure if it's a part of himself or a trauma that he has gone through or something that he was even taught as a little kid, but he is having a difficult time opening up his own emotions, and I can feel it as a result of fear. So I feel this is actually a time to really be patient and match energy with energy. I feel like you kind of need to be careful with how much you're letting him in emotionally when he's not doing the same for you, because it's going to throw everything off of balance, and that's not at all what you're looking for or what you're wanting to do. I am actually being shown that he is going to be going through a very intense enlightenment or personal realization at this time. Something is just going to click for him. He's going to understand, why his emotions are being pulled away or blocked off from himself. Okay, so he has a hard time trusting people, of course. And I do feel like this is because of this emotional block and this trauma from the past. Again, I try to be patient, but it makes me overthink. Well, that's on you, right? Right, Elijah? Overthinking, that's all on you. That's your responsibility. You have to take care of that. How we react is on us. How somebody else reacts, that's on them. We cannot take responsibility for the way anybody else acts or reacts. We can only take responsibility for ourselves. So that's something I think you have to check yourself right now and overcome and find a way to conquer that overthinking. Again, the brain is not who we are. The brain is the computer. The closest part of who we are is our heart, just like Kathy was talking about earlier with somebody else's reading. And I'm giving you this understanding that the brain is literally just a computer. It is a tool. It is not who we are, okay? That heart, that soul, that is the collection of our experiences, our wisdom, our DNA, our emotional knowledge and depth. That is the closest thing to who we actually are. So don't let that brain take control. The brain is not running the show here, okay? It's just a tool. Use it as such. Remember, brains can be programmed, right? Brains have electrical impulses that fire certain things that make different things happen and become activated, just like our computers do. So did you realize that overthinking and trying to move past that? Yes. Meditate. Honestly, that's going to be the best way to do it, is to have no thoughts. Be thoughtless.
If you can, absolutely. I think that will really help. Again, that communication coming through and just saying to him, look, I can't read your mind. You have to use your words, may help with this in some way, because when he gets into his head, that can be frustrating for everyone. But I really feel that once he learns to trust you, and he does trust you already, it just needs to be that deeper trust. I totally agree with everything Brandon is saying. The only thing I'm hearing that is like that trust. What he already has that trust. So just continue to, present it to him in some way. He gets lost in his own, again, it's like actions. He sees the actions of somebody and he gets into this place of mistrust or doubt or whatever it is. Not that your actions are showing him that in any way, but he just needs to, communicate and say, this is how I'm feeling, or this is what's going on. He can't expect that you're going to be able to read his mind. So but I do feel like this is going to be a solid relationship.
He's opening up. He's about to go through a big realization. So I let him do his thing. Let him figure that out. You don't want to interfere with that. That's on him, but it will affect your connection.
Perfect. So guys, we're going to get into the lottery. I don't know how many, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe 2 lottery questions, if at all possible. Eliza, we truly hope that has helped. And thank you again for watching and subscribing, donating, everything. We really appreciate you being here. Michelle, what numbers do we have here? I keep forgetting that she can't talk.
Oh, we've got, it's right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. All right. So let's choose a number.
Yeah, the random number generator. See if we can do 1, maybe 2 in the next couple minutes, because we are running out of time here. Okay, so 1 through 5. And we've already done number, oh no, we've got a new number 4. Okay. Cancel that out. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had a soundboard. We need a drum roll. All right, number 3.
Woo! Number 3 is Cathryn. So what is Cathryn's question? Let me just see if I can find her here. What was Cathryn's question? Sorry, just 1 second. Cathryn. Okay, just give me 1 second. She's a Capricorn, and I'm just waiting to see what the question was. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Cathryn. Don't mean to make you wait.
Oh, the anticipation.
Okay, hang on a second. Actually, I don't know if I'm able to see Cathryn's question.
There
okay,
we go.
There it is. Oh, okay. What is the connection to the McLaughlin Carriage Company and Motorworks? I have a photo of the employees that was my mom's. Why does she have it? Oh, okay. Cathryn, your mom's passed over. I believe I remember correctly too, because we've tapped into her before. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll down here to see the comments. All right. Cathryn, are you looking at the picture right now? I keep hearing something about Is this like a black and white or like one of those sepia type of pictures? That's what I'm getting shown. I don't know if that has any bearing on the actual picture. It's just how it's coming through for me at this moment. And okay. And I keep feeling like something about, is there 2 lines of employees? Because I keep feeling 1 line, and I don't know, there might be more than but I keep feeling like the second line, like, you know how you have the people that are in front, and then behind that. So again, I'm just going to need clarification, because I'm literally working from my head here. I'm just going from what Spirit is showing me. I keep hearing something about number 3. So it's almost like the third person in somehow, or it's like, is there a woman standing in the front of this picture? That's okay. It doesn't matter how many lines. I'm just getting shown the second line, Is there a woman in the front of the picture, or no? Okay. Something about the second row of people, third in. I don't know why I'm getting shown that. I don't know what that means. I keep hearing something about like a family member, family. But I'm also hearing, it's so weird. Also something about like a love of some sort. And I don't even know if this is a lover from the left. Well, okay. If I'm looking straight on from the picture, it would be from the left is what I keep getting told. Like it was how I'm seeing it. So if the picture's in front of me here, it's like this way.
If you don't mind, Kathy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna jump right in here. So I'm specifically being shown that there was something going on with these companies about a merger or another opportunity, because Spirit is showing me something branching or bubbling off from this, from these places. And they're showing me two males energy in specific who are in communication. They're showing me that they're all about growth, and they had all of these ideas. And for whatever reason, I keep feeling your mom, I don't know if she did something with like managing or books or something, but they're showing me that she would have been the one to hold everything together, or to be like the rock, or the foundation of some kind. And I don't know if I'm not being shown if actually everything like went through or not. But they're showing me her involvement with this had something to do with keeping everybody secure and stable. And that for whatever reason, the Spirit is just, they're really confirming here that that's what her energy does. And she is, can mend or push things together in some way, and create that energy of stability. So I think there was some kind of new project that was going to be bubbled off here, and that her involvement, it seems like a really important piece. It seems like a really important part in letting it go through. But for whatever reason, I'm being shown that that specific idea didn't go through into full fruition, that it was like kind of branched off into something else. But I feel the energy of that picture being a really good memory, or a reflection of your mom and her involvement and her sense of pride. I feel from that. That's why I feel that picture is actually there.
Yeah, I asked Cathryn to send me the picture so I can take another look, because I just keep feeling something about it became General Motors. Okay. So yeah. I just feel like there's something with a particular person in there. General Motors Canada. Okay. I just feel like there's something to do with a particular person in there, but I think I need to actually see the picture before before I can say too much on it. It just feels like there's something here. I just keep getting drawn to one particular person that's within the picture. Sans what you've just said in regards to the merger, like I feel like what you picked up on had a lot to do with it, but I just keep getting drawn to one particular person. I just feeling like there's some sort of energy with this one person. This, like, there is a close, it could possibly be a romantic tie, that I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it just feels like there is a bond with one person, which is why she hung on to that picture for some reason. She said, okay, I'll send it to you. Because I've actually read for Cathryn in regards to her mom. This was a long time ago when she passed over. Let me just... Okay, Cathryn. I feel like your mom, there may have been something a little bit, again, I don't know if this is a romantic, I don't even know if it fully went romantic, but there definitely is that bond there. And I feel like this was a very emotional picture in some way to her. Okay. So whatever I pick up from that picture, I will definitely let you know.
Yeah, probably easier to look at the energy and see what's going on there than
your mom's kind of like in this place of like, oh, you know, like she's a little nervous like not nervous, but like, a little bit nervous in regards to talking about all of this. Okay. Like there's a little bit of, you know, she doesn't really know what to say about it. Cause I don't feel that it was, you know, anything that's going to but it almost feels like something that was personal and private to her in some way. But now that she's passed over, it's okay to, you know, talk about it. But, you know, she doesn't want some sort of negative reaction from it, which I can't see that it is. But I feel like it's, you know, for her, it's a very deep energy in there. So, yeah. And she says it's baffled me for a while now. And I feel like that could be why. Like it was that one picture that she hung on to that was able to stir up those feelings and those memories in some way. Okay. So yeah, well, I'll take a look at it and I'll let you know. We'll do one more, I think. Let's do one more.
All right.
So it would be, I guess what is it? Well, number 3's out. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 4, 5.
1, 2, 4, and 5. Sorry. Yes.
All right. Next up is going to be. Oh, hang on. Let me click the button here. Okay. Next up is number 5. Who's our number 5?
Neelam?
Neelam. There we go.
Scorpio general energy. Where am I heading on my spiritual journey? I
love this question so much. I always love these questions.
Okay. I do need to give me 1 second. I feel like Kay, I'm going to be very, very quick. The energy between you and Sarah is very good. I felt like I needed to throw this out there for you. Have trust in the steps forward. Okay, we're not going to go into the full reading right now. Maybe like we can look into it more maybe next week. But again, don't get too caught up in a lot of the actions. I feel like Sarah is really figuring things out, and she's there. But there's a very positive energy that's coming through here for you. So just sort of go with the flow is what I keep feeling. Go with the flow over this next week. Okay. Neelam, where are you? Am I heading on my spiritual journey? Okay. Well, you know how they have that expression, the dark night of the soul. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that expression so much because it's so cliche. And I also don't like that expression simply because of the fact that I don't think it gets to the depth of the true essence of it. It just sounds like, again, because it's so cliche, it just sounds like we're just going to skim across the surface and throw a rock and it skips. There is some energy coming in that is about to transform it. Okay. If we're going to go back to where, like I just talked about, you know, the skipping a rock across the surface, that rock is about to possibly sink, but this is a positive thing. It may not always feel like that positive thing. There may be moments over the next little while, or maybe you've already gone through these moments where you might feel like you want to just fetal position for a while and cry. But I'm going to tell you why this is happening. And the reason that this is coming through is in order to get to the surface and above, these need to be released for you. Neelam, you are very, 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 very intuitive, but you also get so trapped up in your head and mind space at times. You get so there's an element of doubt that's coming through here. What I'm receiving from that is this is going to help you remove this doubt. It's going to help you move forward on this journey. Neelam, it's like we've used that expression, leveling up. Okay. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're about to level up. But in order to level up, you have to release this old garbage that there's still coming through. I'm actually really getting here, Neelam, that there might be some people that you're releasing also from your life. I don't know if this is particularly people, but I get a lot of mindsets that need to be let go of as well. Okay, so whether those mindsets are coming from others or whether this is your own mindset, but it just feels like it's time to release these. I can't even explain to you how strongly that you're about to transform. And it's interesting because the Scorpio does represent that death card. And that's exactly what I'm being shown. It's like you're transforming, you're transmuting. You are about to ascend so strongly and so deeply. So don't allow these old energies. I keep getting audio signals coming through, like you're hearing stuff. This could be from your guides. It could be maybe you pick up on those that have passed over, but I'm getting a lot of audio. So I don't know if you can clarify that for me, Neelam, but it really feels like there's a lot of energies that are coming through that you're hearing. And it's like, these energies are coming in from spirit, okay, in some way, shape, or form.
That's exactly what I was picking up. Well, they're wording it a little bit different to me. They're saying that Neelam is learning how to speak from the soul.
Oh, okay.
Not from the ego, not from the brain, but learning to speak from the soul. So of course you would be getting communication from outside higher entities as well. You could even have the propensity to be a channel, I think, if you really wanted to and you allowed it, Neelam, because there is some kind of flowing through source that's happening. What Spirit keeps showing me is, per your advice and the things that you need to do right now, they're showing me that you need to rest in the astral, that you need to float around, that you need to get used to going into different places of consciousness, different layers of consciousness and understanding. So this is a really, really important time because of how you're going to integrate your soul connection with the human self and the human sense of self. Learning to speak from the soul is a really beautiful thing that not many people do. Most people speak from ego. Yeah. Most people speak from memory, or they speak in the future. Speaking from the soul is speaking in present tense, and it's channeling from a higher source or higher energy other than just the human sense of self, which again would be ego. So this is really, really important. And so yes, like Kathy was saying, it's entirely possible that you're going through or just had gone through the dark night of the soul moment. It's I find this a really beautiful place to be, because not only do you allow that integration with the soul and you get to feel soul being present and in the moment, but it guides you in these beautiful ways that bring all these synchronicities and divine moments. And then you get to literally act and be a channel, not just for yourself, but those around you. So this really is a beautiful time in your own spiritual development where you are developing the relationship with that higher self. That's what's really important right now. And you can even start to see the world from that elevated, and I don't mean elevation as far as something being lower or higher, just a higher sense of consciousness, a higher layer of it. You're learning how to work with it. So any way that you can experiment with different ways of consciousness safely and healthily, this is the time to do it right now.
I'm getting a lot of, I am being shown, a lot of the chakra system too. And I love the way you said that you know, that speaking from the soul, like there's a lot of all of that coming through. It's really interesting because one of the energies I actually felt was almost feeling nauseous. And when I say this, I don't want to freak you out, Neelam, okay? But it's because it's like one of, I don't know. I feel so silly. I don't feel silly. I just don't want to freak you out and have you like panic or anything like that, because there's nothing to panic about. What I get, it's almost like one of those TV shows that are like, you know, when somebody's releasing old energy, it may come up as like a black tar or you're getting rid of old energy. And that's exactly what you need to do. Just continue to allow this to happen. You will see all of these changes that are coming through for you. So guys, we got to go. Thank you so much for joining in. Michelle, thank you for being in the chat with us. It was so good to have you.
Thank you to all our new listeners. We had so many new listeners today. Oh. What beautiful vibes they brought to us. I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah. Your support means so much to us. So thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the donations. It's been such a pleasure. Make sure that you guys watch the zodiac readings for the week. Tomorrow we will have the twin flame reading for the full moon in Capricorn. Brandon, where can people reach you?
TheDreamTeacher.com. Shoot me a message, set up an appointment, download hypnosis at TheDreamTeacher.com.
And you guys can reach me at oracleintuitions.com and on my Facebook or Instagram page at Oracle Intuitions. Just Oracle Intuitions does, and added to that. Thanks so much for joining us. Have an amazing night and take care, guys. Thank you.